أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لئن شكرتم لأزيدنكم ولئن كفرتم إن عذابي لشديد.
Islamic concept of gratefulness is not merely uttering words from your mouth. It's not merely expressing what you have, expressing your feelings of thankfulness to someone or God. It is much more.
Shukr is a way of life. In terms of understanding gratefulness towards God, understanding that absolutely everything we have, from the air we breathe, to the circulation system of our blood within our bodies, to our parents, to the eyes, to the light in the world, absolutely everything comes from one source, and that source is God. And when we come to that understanding, then naturally from within us, an element of shukr and gratefulness comes about.
According to the Islamic teaching and according to the Holy Quran, basically there are three categories, three phases or three kinds of shukr. The first one is that when you feel that something has been done for you, you start thinking positive about that thing or that power which has been given to you. Now, if you are doing this, you are simply doing nothing good for you or for anyone else. Second step is, or the second category is, when you start using your tongue and you start praising that person, that personality or that supreme being who has given you that particular power or a thing. Now when you are doing this second step, in a way you are again not benefiting anyone else.
At the time when you need to use a certain muscle for a certain action, you don't start training the muscle at that point. The training has to occur beforehand, so that the muscle has built up a certain dexterity, a certain mass, a certain amount of power when the point occurs when you actually need to use it. If you're only grateful for something when you receive it, it defies the whole purpose. When someone, for example, buys you a car, or when someone buys you a gift of any sort, if you're grateful for that thing at that point only, that's not gratefulness. Gratefulness is when it's reflected over a longer period of time, when you remember that this person gave me something, this person did something for me.
If someone helps you, you quite naturally feel a kind of indebtedness to that person. You have to express your gratitude to that person. And gratefulness or thankfulness is in our instinct, is our nature. And God, who has created us according to Quran, basing upon His own nature, as it says, that fitratallahi allati fatara nasa alayha, that God has created human beings on His own nature. So it has been put in our own nature.
It is very important to understand that third phrase or third category or third kind, and that is when you practically, the thing which has been given to you or the power which has been given to you, start using that power in positive manner.
Whatever God has created for us, the use of that thing, the use of those capabilities, those capacities, those resources, the circumstances we are put in, the use of those things appropriately is also shukr.
True thankfulness and true gratefulness is if you actually utilize that gift in the best possible way at the best possible time. For example, you give me a gift, I say Jazakallah, but I just put it to the side or I misuse it. The best way to give thanks to God Almighty or to follow the footsteps of the Holy Prophet ﷺ is to actually utilize those means that God has given us at the right time for the right purpose.
That supreme being, that Allah Almighty has given to all of us mental ability. But only some of us, using those abilities in the right way, they become Einstein, Newton or Dr. Abdul Salam.
God has given us the knowledge, God has given us the book, the Holy Quran. If we do not utilize those means, if we do not use the book, if we do not use the knowledge God has given us at the right time for the right purpose, we're not being grateful.
The best possible way to be grateful to Allah, to your Creator, is to use all those powers, those things provided to you in the best possible manner. And this is what is all about thankfulness and gratefulness.
لئن شكرتم لأزيدنكم ولئن كفرتم إن عذابي لشديد.